Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy JR Rance coming at you guys with another video, man. And today's video is gonna be the first of probably many, man. Now I know y'all usually, for the people that usually watch my channel, I know y'all used to seeing gameplay of 2K and Fortnite, but it's about that time I start talking about basketball, which I have a love and passion for. I played basketball for a couple of good years, and I have a very, very good knowledge of basketball, so I think it's only right that I started hitting y'all with some basketball news and all that great stuff, especially with the off season coming and a lot of great stories in the NBA. I might as well be one of the guys to give you this content, so here it is, man. But for those of you that do not know, yes, I am a Lakers fan, and you can see that in my channel art. When you look at my channel art, from my main page, and you click my channel, you'll see the channel art has the Lakers and it has the Blazers. I think it has Damian Lillard and Lonzo Ball on it. But the reason for that being is I've always been a Lakers fan since I can remember, since I was like 7 years old. And my favorite player ended up being Damian Lillard because of the fact that Kobe ended up retiring. So I decided that I might as well pick a new favorite player, and my favorite player is Damian Lillard. So that explains the story. But on to what y'all came here for, man. Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, just forget about all them. The main story, Kawhi Leonard wants out of San Antonio. Yes, Kawhi Leonard wants out of San Antonio, and reason being is just simply because of the fact of how everything has went this season. He's only played in 9 games. He had the quad injury that his teammates had, the same injury. Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, they both had the same injury. And once Kawhi Leonard was cleared by the Spurs to play, he did not play. He had a second opinion, meaning his family. He had to talk with his family, and they didn't think that he was ready to come back to play. And the Spurs had a really big issue with that because they're supposed to be a top-class organization, especially when it comes to health. For those NBA fans that know, Greg Popovich has always been one of the, probably the #1 coach that rested his players, especially when Tim Duncan was still around. He used to rest those guys all the time. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. So I guess the Spurs were really, I would say, hurt by the fact that Kawhi Leonard had to get a second voice on whether he was ready to play or not, and that pretty much damaged the relationship with the Spurs and Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard felt betrayed that the Spurs did not believe in his second opinion, so it just ended up being a really toxic situation. He only played 9 games, like I said, and he wasn't even there for any of their playoff games when they were swept by Golden State Warriors in the first round. So that was really tough for them. It was a really bad relationship, and now here we are today. If you guys do not know, Kawhi Leonard has asked for a trade out of San Antonio. He wants out, and this right here is the realistic trade. Now, me being a Lakers fan, it's been rough. Honestly, it's been rough. Even when Kobe was still there, once he got to the end of it, no, actually, once he got injured, 2012, 2013, once he got injured from that I think it was, he tore his ACL or something like that. That pretty much ended his career, and he never was able to bounce back from that, and he was on the way out, and we really didn't have that much talent. So we ended up getting the 2nd round pick of 2015, and we picked D'Angelo Russell, and I forgot who else. We picked a couple other guys. Okay, we picked D'Angelo Russell, a guy named Anthony Brown, and another guy named Larry Nance, which you guys know. D'Angelo Russell ended up getting traded away. We ended up signing Timothy Mozgov and Luol Deng to a horrible contract. That was one of the worst contracts in NBA history. We ended up trading Timothy Mozgov and D'Angelo Russell away for a package deal to the Nets, and we ended up getting Brook Lopez in return. But fast forward to the 2017 draft, we drafted Lonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma and 2 others, but I do not recall their name. I don't remember their name. But it's been a rough season. Kyle Kuzma has shown a lot of promise this year. He's shown the ability to score the basketball, create his own shot, all that good stuff. Lonzo Ball, he's had really good IQ all year long, but his shot has been bad. He shot 40% from the free throw line as a point guard, and that's just not needed in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? As a point guard, you shouldn't be shooting 40% from the free throw line. That's terrible. He also shot 36% from the field and probably below 30% from the three-point line. So Lonzo Ball just ended up not being the player that we expected him to be, at least making shots-wise, because we all knew that the shot was funky, but he shot 41% from the three-point line in college. So it was pretty sad to see that he really couldn't make a shot. Like literally, he couldn't make a shot. And if you guys aren't keeping up with it, Lonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma, they have been going on with this rose session thing where they like talk about each other, but it's friendly, you know what I'm saying? If you have a friend, you talk junk about them. And it kind of went too far when Lonzo Ball decided to release a diss track on Kyle Kuzma, and that pretty much shut things down. That pissed Magic Johnson off. He had to tell them to shut it down because it was ruining the way how the Lakers looked. Like, how are the Lakers gonna look trying to make a pitch for LeBron James and Paul George to come join, and then you got Lonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma running over there making diss tracks? Like, they look like kids doing that. It made us look really, really bad. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's just time to say goodbye. And to be honest, all year it's been a circus, because with LeVar Ball and then Lonzo Ball is getting covered every night, he doesn't really have any saying anything, but the LeVar Ball circus with him saying that Luke Walton is doesn't know how to coach and all this extra stuff. It's just perfect for this trade to happen right here. This is exactly the trade that would happen. We would trade Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, and we would also get rid of Luol Deng because he was a part of that horrible contract that we signed. So we would get rid of him, and then we would give the Spurs a 2019 pick, first round pick, and a 2021 first round pick. Now, I'm not sure if these picks are unprotected or not. It doesn't really matter, because at that point we're just going to give them the picks, and we're going to take Kawhi Leonard and Derek White. But yeah, Kawhi Leonard wants this. I'm pretty sure we want this. It's been speculated for how long now? Ever since that Paul George last year asked for a trade and he got traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. It was already in the air that he was going to be a rental anyways, and that's exactly what it's going to end up being, because I'm pretty sure Paul George is not going to re-sign with the Thunder to play with Westbrook after their first round exit versus the Utah Jazz and Donovan Mitchell in 6 games. That just can't happen. 2 superstars and a washed up superstar basically in Melo. That should have been good enough to take out the Utah Jazz, but they couldn't do it. So I'm pretty sure Paul George is on his way out, and that's what Russell Westbrook does. He just drives superstars out of town. He drove KD out. Now he's going to drive out Paul George. But basically what we want to do is we have 2. Here's how we can form this super team. We have 2 slots, right? 2 max contract slots. One of those are going to be for LeBron James, and the other one's going to be for Paul George, right? Once they sign those contracts, actually, before they even sign those contracts, this is the trade right here that needs to happen. This is the first domino that needs to fall. This right here is the first thing that needs to happen. Now, the NBA players are not able to start talking about free agency until, I think, June 29th at 12 o'clock at midnight, so at the beginning of July. So we're going to see how this happens, man. But this is how we can build a super team right here. This is the first step that needs to happen. And everybody obviously knows that we have 2 max contract slots. One for Kyle Kuzma. One for LeBron James and one for Paul George. And if you guys are wondering about Isaiah Thomas, he's out the door already. I'm pretty sure everybody already knew that once we traded him away. Once we traded Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance away for Isaiah Thomas, I'm pretty sure that everyone knew that we were just trying to free up space for those free agent spots, and we did just that. We're not re-signing Isaiah Thomas, so he's going to be on his way out. We wish him the best of luck, to be honest. And that is pretty much it, man. I'm just going to go through it one last time. This is how we can get the super team, man. We would have to trade these guys right here. And it's not a guarantee for Kyle Kuzma. You never know. You never know. Maybe Kyle Kuzma might be the guarantee, but maybe it's not a guarantee for Lonzo Ball. Maybe the Spurs might want Brandon Ingram, and then we might have to keep Lonzo Ball and put him at the point guard. But it was reported that if we do end up trading away Lonzo, we'd probably play Ingram at the point guard, but that's to be determined. We never know. But that's pretty much it, man. If you guys enjoyed the video, please, I'm begging you, please hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave your thoughts down below on what you think about this whole entire Lakers thing going on, because I know that every single year we're always involved in some free agent talks, because who doesn't want to live in LA? But when a player sits there and tells you, this is the second player in the last year that we've had that said that they want to come play for us, want to play for the Lakers. First Paul George and now Kawhi Leonard. So we're going to see how this all plays out. And lastly, if you guys are thinking that Kawhi Leonard was going to possibly be traded somewhere other than the Lakers, he's already said that he's willingly going to sit out for that team and he won't re-sign. So whatever team I seen Celtics as one of the teams, if they're really interested in not signing but trading for Kawhi Leonard and having him be a rental and him not playing, it's really not going to be worth it. So I suggest they just mind their business and worry about re-signing Kyrie Irving in the near future. And that's pretty much it, man. But like I said, please, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell so you guys see when I upload new videos, man. It's your boy JR Ranks, and I'm out.